Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to On the Spot 947, where we sit down, we have a little tete-a-tete with some of the biggest and talented names in the arts, and equally those who are on their artistic journey in the hopes of influencing and changing the world. Because yes, you can do that, even if this in time of the pandemic. Now, time flies when you're having fun or where you're not paying attention. It's a brand new month. And we have someone special to open this July for us. And he's a singer-songwriter who hails from Florida and is quite comfortable with the sound that he's giving listeners worldwide that combines his love of pop, jazz, soul, and R&B. I first came onto the music scene in 2017 with the release of a single called Love No More, and that's taken from his first EP that's called Tell Your Friends. Now, it looks like that title certainly paid off because pretty soon he started to increase his fan base, and by the time his second EP came out, titled Leave Me Before I Love You, there was certainly a demographic number that you need to pay attention to. Now that he's back with another EP, I believe it's his third. It's called It's Not That Serious. But given what he's done so far, I beg to differ. And he really is serious about what he's doing. Let's say hello and good morning to Austin. Hello, Austin.
How's it going, everyone?
We're doing good, doing good. Good morning to you. But I mean, good morning for us, but good evening to you. So
Right.
it's
Yeah,
always
it's a good
feels so
little.
surreal when you get to talk to someone from the other side of the world. So
I know it's so funny seeing that you have like sunlight coming through your window.
yeah.
It's just so dark out here right now.
Well, you've got your own light coming back.
That's true.
Lighting you from behind.
Yep.
With a pair of guitars, which I was telling you, off air. It's like you won't have to go to a music store to get it because it's right there behind you.
I mean, I had to go to a music store at some point, but now I don't have to.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
good.
Heck, you can open up your own music store if you want. Add more guitars to the wall, and
I will definitely add more guitars to the wall. You ain't got to worry about that.
right. You still got some space, on the left and the right. But yeah, welcome to On the Spot 947. We are happy to have you here today, and thanks for spending some time with us. Now, we know that your real name is Austin Sanders. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to let people in on that secret, but
All good.
you decided to stick with just your first name with a slightly different twist by removing the vowels from your first name, and your artist name is it's read as Austin, but it's ASTN, and just read it like your first name. Can you tell us the process on how you come to decide to call yourself that way?
Yeah. So I thought, I don't know, I'm one of those people that I always thought it'd be weird if people called me something other than my actual name. So I knew
Okay.
I wanted to be pronounced Austin. Like I didn't want to be like under like a completely different alias or anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
um I don't know. And I just typed out my name and I was like, I've been looking at that name for what, like 19 years. So I was like, let's switch it up a little bit. I took out the U and the I. Um
yeah.
and I don't know, it's something to fun play with there, like you and I. I almost had a song called You and I just for that, but yeah, I just took those letters out and kind of rocked with the little 4-letter all caps look. And
Right.
I think one of the biggest things in like in the industry like nowadays is kind of like the look of the name as well as just like how it sounds, and because it's a very like visual industry as much as it's like music. Like when you're
That's
going through
right. That's
like
right.
a streaming service, you see a name that you don't know of. If it looks cool, you're probably gonna click on it.
Yeah,
So
I agree. That's a good move. That's a good move. Plus, if in case you get to be charged per letter, you get to be charged a little bit less now because you took the vowels out. So,
that's so true. So true.
would you agree that sometimes a singer's music is also determined or categorized by the name that the artist goes by? Like for Lady Gaga, we know that that name alone gives you a musical impression of someone who wants to be taken seriously, but also has a sense of whimsy and flamboyancy. Shaffer Smith goes by Neo, and
Hmm.
for the time that he's on the scene, we know that he has always something new to give us. What would you want listeners to take away after, let's say, seeing your name without listening to your music yet?
Yeah, I think it's like a bit mysterious. I kind of like that aspect of things. I grew up being pretty introverted and I was just very to
Mhm.
myself. And I think what's kind of funny about my name is like people pronounce it as Aston or Austin or Ashton. they pronounce it all kind of different things, which I think is funny. It's like a mystery as to how it's pronounced. But I do like the mysterious kind of vibe. You know, there's not a lot to it. It's just very just all right there, but it's kind of like a little bit of mystery to it. But
Right.
also,
You gotta kind of like dig a little bit deeper if in case you want to
right,
know, you know. Yeah.
right.
If you kind of want to know where the vowels went, you know, maybe they hopped onto another farm or something.
Maybe they
So,
did. Or maybe they hopped into a song title. I don't know.
right, right. Of which you still owe us because you said you wrote something that's called You and I. So we can't wait
Very true.
to hear that. And hopefully, you know, down the line you get to include that in a brand new EP. But let's look back on what you've done so far for yourself. You released your first EP back in 2017, and although it's only about 4 years, but given that it's a throwback Thursday, would you mind taking us back how that project came to be?
Yeah. That was that was like our first attempt. Me and
Mm-hmm.
my team, like, it was our first project that we did together. And it was our first attempt at kind of just putting a body of work, just throwing some songs together. And you know, it was also my first time like collaborating with other producers and other artists to you know, kind of find the sound that was that EP. And it was it was actually like extremely it was extremely difficult to figure out how to write songs that went together. You know, I had been doing singles up until then, but
Mm-hmm.
writing songs that like coexist with each other
Right, right.
was a challenge. It was a good challenge. Obviously, it's like it's taught me a lot, but I feel like it's funny. It's funny looking back on those songs because the songs we just did, the It's Not That Serious EP, it's very relieving to see the progress and growth in just the rollout and process of getting those songs out, and you know, seeing how they work together.
Right. Was there some sort of deliberation why the EP was called "Tell Your Friends"?
Um so yeah, my first one was called Tell Your Friends, and I think I was just such like a I was such like a low key artist, like very low key. Like it was my first attempt at putting my music out there, and I just thought, what better title than Tell Your Friends? You know, it's right there. The promo is in the title. So
Right, right. There you go. By word of
that's
mouth,
what it
of
was.
course. Your friends will always be the first people to champion your works. Like, hey, I've got a new
Yep.
song. You have time to hear it? Yeah, yeah. You know, play it.
There's no better
So,
advertisement than that.
right, right, exactly. Good title, good title. Before moving to California, you also lived in Arkansas and Alabama, Georgia, Florida, predominantly in the South. Do you think those places that you lived in contributed to how you listen to music or the kind of music that you naturally feel drawn to?
I I actually think so. Like subconsciously. I wasn't really thinking about it back then, but you know, I grew up on country music. My dad and my mom were both really into like traditional country music and kind of grew up on that. But then I fell out of that around like eighth or ninth grade and kind of just wanted to find my own thing that
Hmm.
a lot of other people in, I guess, in the South or like that area weren't really listening to, or at least in my school or whatever. So
Yeah.
I kind of clung on to like the R&B side of things, and
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean that's definitely molded my sound as to who I am now, and kind of like where I want to go with like the pop influence thing. And obviously I was like, you know, pop is always going to be around. It's whatever's popular. So that
Yeah.
was always always influencing me. But I think it's funny because now I'm a big country music fan again. Like I
Oh,
love it. I love it so
who's
much.
your
The
favorite
storytelling,
country music singer or band
just overall. Like,
overall? Oh, okay, I've always been drawn to Lady Antebellum, although they call themselves Lady A now. So yeah,
oh, are you talking about like a country artist?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, recently, I'm a big Luke Combs fan.
Okay,
I used to like Joe Nichols a lot. Joe Nichols was like super cool. My dad used to always listen to like one of his first albums, and I recently re-listened to it again. It's like big wave of nostalgia. So
brings you back, right? Brings you
definitely
back.
does.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious that you've talked about the music that your parents listened to. I've always been interested in asking our guests about the kind of music that their parents would listen to growing up, and inadvertently, whether you're aware of it or not, it does influence the way that you consume music, you listen to it, you're drawn to it. And I was wondering, apart from country, did they listen to a lot of soul back then? Because there are certainly elements of that in the songs that you make, and I am very much digging it.
Um, actually, I don't really think. I mean, at least when like I was a kid, I didn't hear a lot of soul music. I heard a lot of rock and a lot of country music. My dad was a drummer,
Oh, cool.
so that was like very like drum centered genres. Got some great grooves in country music and rock music, and it's a good solid foundation for a drummer. So,
Right.
but no,
So
I
I take
found my love for. Yeah, I did. I played drums growing up. That was like my
awesome.
main instrument, and I thought I was gonna do that for the rest of my life. But that actually led me into I went to college for jazz. I was gonna be
Whoa.
Yeah, I went there for like a year and a half and studied jazz drums. So that was actually where I found my love for soul music, like jazz, soul, just the neo soul stuff. I honestly is I ended up dropping out, but I thought it was very crucial and like a great year and a half of my life to really mold me to who I am now.
Awesome. Let's give the listeners an idea of your first song. It's called Love No More, and so they can see the transition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You were looking for love no more. You're just looking for comfort. Go cry me a river till you drown. Go find you another. You ain't looking for love no more. You're just looking for comfort. Go cry me a river, drag me down, but I'm not going under. Yeah. Girl, I used to make your heart race. Lately we ain't speaking, we just touching base. Still remember times back at our place. Saying you was bad but couldn't hold it straight. Ooh, that was back when it was real, yeah. Back when everything we said was from our feelings. Moments spent together we was building. Now we constantly wounded and we ain't healing. Can't go back and do it like I do it. And know that you was getting lazy and you still ain't got your flow back. We just wasting time, it seems like every time we go back. I just shop a girl, you just a throwback. You ain't looking for love no more. Just looking for comfort.
Did anybody tell you that they're giving you this song's giving us a little bit of John Legend vibe?
I haven't heard that, but that is a wonderful compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, well, when you were saying, the verses "looking for love no more," I don't know, maybe it's because the way that you sang it, there's a little bit of air in the way that you pronounce the words. It
Right.
just gave me that John Legend vibe. So it's like, yay.
That's definitely something you want to hear as an artist.
Yeah, true. Hold on. Yeah, we'll play some more songs of yours for listeners to preview, and I'm sure that we'll get references here and there. Some of them might be the ones that I'm not even thinking about, but these days it's not just the kind of music that you listen to that would make an impact as, let's say, as a society. We seem to be fixated a lot on data, on numbers and statistics. Now, that's all good, but do you think it puts pressure on you as an artist to always be upping your game in order to validate the statistic, or it should be that the going concern should be that I am an artist because I do what I feel at the moment, and not really because of the numbers that I'm seeing in front of me?
Yeah, I mean, I think the pressure is always there, regardless of if you put it in the back of your mind or whatever. It's always going to be there because it seems like in today's world, numbers just rule everything. But
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in just go with your gut, and even if the numbers aren't adding up to what your standards might be or expectations, I mean, just keep pushing and they'll get there. I mean, that's where I was at. I mean, I was putting stuff out on SoundCloud for so long and was getting like
Oh God, yes, SoundCloud. Yeah,
5 views a video
before
or 5 views
Spotify.
an audio or whatever. So I was getting nothing, but I was doing it out of love. I just loved making music and I loved just, the journey and the process of creating it, and you know, the adrenaline rush of releasing it and seeing what people said about it. So yeah, I used to be pretty into the numbers when I was like first starting, and they did get to me a little bit, but I mean, now I'm much more focused on like building more of like a community and just like
Yeah.
that very solid like fan base, and like, you know, out of whatever the number is, just you're always going to have that tight group of people that have like supported you from the beginning, and like I feel like that's a very important like foundation to build first.
Right, exactly. I mean, if you have your core group, who cares about the numbers, right? I mean, you know that
Right.
you have a solid base,
Exactly.
and the base, as again, to reference your first EP, tell your friends, they're going to be telling their friends about it, and
Yep.
so in a way, that's your way of establishing that ripple effect that you want to happen. Yeah. Yeah. So after releasing your first EP, you also had a song that's entitled Flowers, which greatly reflects the proof of data that any artist, aspiring or established, would love to have. And that's 10 million streams. Wow. That is just a data that's enviable, hands down. For those who have not heard it, let's give them a sample again
Let's do
of
it.
that one particular song.
I've been running around all day, picking these flowers for you. I swear you don't appreciate all the things I'm doing for you. And I've been running around all day, picking these flowers for you. Oh yeah, I swear you don't appreciate me. There really ain't that much to say. Cause baby, I ain't got room for a broken heart. Had to throw it out, no use in broken parts. Had it working overtime, it's all broke apart. I was broken down, girl, so I ain't got room for you. No more, no more. So I ain't got room for you. Yeah. I've been running around all day. I put in those hours for you. I know you don't appreciate all the things I'm losing for you. Yeah. There's no coming right back. I'm getting my mind back. And girl, if I hurt you, well, you should go ice that. Cause I don't say sorry no more. I know that I'll just be ignored.
I can just chill all day to this. Can you tell us a little bit of history of how you got to write the song?
Yeah, so this is by far like my most popular song out right now. I released it on Valentine's Day of 2018.
Perfect day to do that.
Yeah, yeah, and it was I know I made it in my bedroom, my parents' house. I just found this one little preset, and it was like the one you hear throughout the entire song, the little keys in the back.
Yeah.
I just wrote the entire song to that, but yeah, I mean, I was going through a coming fresh out of a relationship, and just needed to get something off my chest, you know.
Okay.
And that's pretty much how it came about. I mean, very similar to Love No More, you know. I was just pretty much off the same relationship, and just had a lot to talk about because those were my first, like, that was probably my fourth or fifth song I've written, and back then I still had a lot to talk about all the situations. So it's funny to see that it's become what it has.
And you know, that's a testament to a song that's relatable to everyone. People get to identify. People get their hearts broken from time to time. Not that it should be done every day, but yeah. And nothing will, I guess, be a good catalyst for an artist to make something good out of it, or to make a statement about what happened to them, other than something that is, you know, not so pleasant, and you make something out of it, and craft something positive after that experience. Some people are saying hi to you today. Let's see, Chris Len is saying hi. Otef is saying hello from Las Piñas. Juan Miguel is also saying good morning. Paulo Sioson, good morning from San Juan, and also Jem Bernardo. Thank you guys
Awesome, love it.
for keeping us company today. You currently have about 24,000 plus followers on Instagram, about 96,000 followers on TikTok. Apart from the number of streams that you have on Spotify, when you hear numbers like that, in a way, does it blow your mind, or does it make you bite your nails in anticipation for the next reaction that your fans are going to have when you release a new song?
Yeah, I think it's looking back, in the grand scheme of things, it's extremely mind blowing. It's like that's honestly the tough part about being an artist. It's like, we just had a conversation about like the numbers,
Yeah.
whether or not they're going to be great or not up to your expectations. I mean, it's just in loving the process and the journey and like, getting there. I mean, I remember when I hit 10K on Instagram, I wasn't nearly as excited as I wanted to be because I was so focused on like, I was like, okay, I hit 10K. Now I want 20K.
Yeah.
And, I feel like it's super important to like relish in those moments. And over the past year or so, I've tried to work on that. And especially with like, when you grow really fast on a certain platform or wherever you're growing, it's very easy to kind of just, put that gratitude to the side and kind of just keep tunnel vision or whatever. So
Yeah. That's right.
just looking back on it, very extremely grateful for it. And I mean, it is nerve wracking to have that many eyes on you. Every decision you make, So, but it's a beautiful thing. I mean,
It is.
It's definitely what you want as an artist.
Congrats for you for growing that
appreciate
fan base, and I know there's a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifices as well made to grow that fan base. And if and for those people who just would follow artists left and right in different platforms, we see the numbers as just the number, but sometimes we also fail to realize that there is work behind that number. So yeah, kudos to everyone who's doing so well on different platforms, and of course that includes you. Your latest release is called "It's Not That Serious." Well, I said I beg her to differ that it's not. Can you tell us why you named the album that way? And also, was there ever a toss-up between releasing an EP instead of a full 10 or 12 track album?
Yeah, the in regards to the EP/album decision, it is a tough thing. I mean, I've been putting out EPs for a while now, and obviously I know that the fans want an album. They, the EP is half of an album pretty much. So it was like, come on, where's the other half? But I feel like as an artist right now, I'm very content with like these little 5-song projects, and
right.
I feel like I have to get into a certain headspace and really figure stuff out and develop a little bit more to really get that album I want. I mean, a debut album is a big deal, and I want it to be a big deal. So just really focusing on that. I mean, it'll happen when it happens. I can't really plan it out,
Yeah. Some things like that are not. Well, there's always a box set.
That's true. That is true.
Put 2 EPs in one box set, and then you got an album. So
right. And that's the thing about like the EP. So like these 5 songs on the It's Not That Serious EP, they kind of came about at pretty much all the same time within like 3 months of each other. So I felt it best that they stick together, and there's no other songs that really happened around that time frame and really have the same kind of meaning and coexist together like that. So it'd be a shame to just toss some other stuff in there just to have it in there.
Those things work well together, so why kind of like disrupt the flow and put something else that will take the focus out of it, if that's the flow that you're determining. While on the subject of album or EP, there are artists or groups that would release a body of work that would consist of 8 tracks. We would call it an album, while others will release a full 10 track, thereby perpetuating the notion that an album should at least have 10 songs or else. Anything less than that is either a 5-song EP or, lack of a better word, maybe a quasi album. As a consumer back in the day, I've always felt that the artist could have churned out just two more songs to make it 10. What's your stand on the proper number of tracks to constitute an album?
I agree. I agree with the number 10. I feel like double digits or nothing. I feel like if it's below that, it's almost like a mixtape, or like just like an extra extended EP or whatever.
Yeah.
But
You call it an EEP or something, no?
yeah, an EEP. Yeah, an EEP. We'll call it that. But no, I think 10. Definitely when my album is written, it's gonna be 10 songs at least. I'm
Yay.
even thinking like 12. 12 would be nice.
Oh, great. That would be awesome. And for those who love to sing, you might actually include an instrumental track, one or two.
That would be super cool. Actually, I mean, yeah, like I produce like a lot of my tracks, so having that ability to just throw the instrumental on there is something I need to take advantage of.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. And that's gonna be another market for you as well, for those who love to, to do karaoke and stuff.
Yeah.
But let's get back to your current EP. The latest single is called "LA Don't Look Good on You." Can you tell us what the song is all about?
Yeah, so LA Don't Look Good on You came about right after I moved to LA. I moved
Okay.
here about 2 years ago, and the city here is just insane. So I'd been lacking a little bit of inspiration when I first moved out here, and Los Angeles was just what I needed to get the inspiration back. And I wrote it from the perspective kind of blended between how people on the outside see LA. It's
Mm-hmm.
very like pretentious and image driven, and how like the people that have lived here for a very long time kind of see it. So there are parts of the song that come across like very stereotypical,
Mm-hmm.
and like these LA girls that go out and party every night and like wake up in the afternoon and don't do anything except for party and wake up in the
Yeah.
afternoon pretty much. So and then parts of the song is like, you know, kind of explaining how LA isn't everything it seems to be. Everyone thinks it's this magical place where all your dreams will come true, and that everyone lives a beautiful life here, but that's just not the case. And that kind of hit me whenever I first moved out here. It's all about what you make it, and that goes for every city, I think.
Yeah,
I,
people can say
when I
the
first
same,
moved
I
out
guess,
here,
probably with New York as well. Yeah, if you really,
yeah,
yeah.
when I
It's
first moved out here, I was in my apartment for I hardly ever left my apartment. So it's like there was no difference to me living in LA than me living in Florida. So um, just take advantage of what you got, and you know, gotta
yeah,
make
as
it
long as
work.
the opportunity, you got to also have that particular sense of, I guess, both mindset and the way to look things beyond from what you see in front of you, right? And you're able to look
Right.
forward as it is.
Totally.
Let's take a listen, shall we?
Yep.
105, you gon' drive me wild. LA don't look good on you, baby. Out all night, Uber X outside. LA don't look good on you, baby. Fendi open bottoms, you can keep your problems. Baby, I don't want 'em alone. Louis bag or Prada, you can keep your problems. Baby, I don't want 'em alone. I don't want 'em alone. 105, you gon' drive me wild. LA don't look good on you, baby. Out all night, Uber X outside. LA don't look good on you, baby. All your friends look the same, I can't tell who is who. Every night I see you out with somebody new. Losing your keys and picking up an attitude. Stay out too late and wake up in the afternoon. Fendi or red bottoms, You can keep your problems, baby. I don't want them. Louis bag of
All right.
Prada. You can keep
It
your
may be your latest,
problems,
but I know that
baby.
you've
I
got
don't want
2 other more
them.
singles that were released from the EP.
Mhm.
That's What's It Gonna Take, and the title track is called It's Not That Serious. And I'm equally digging those 2 tracks because I feel that they're obviously more soulful in tone, and listening to those 2, feel like you embrace your appreciation and roots for soul music more than your previous releases, to a point that if your EP gets classified as neo soul, I feel that it can very much fit, especially that wonk wonk that the guitar does. I am digging that so much. It's the kind of guitar like that. I remember hearing it in my favorite Vanessa Williams album from the '90s. It's called Next.
Cool.
And Maxwell also uses that a lot on his own records. Was that a deliberate inclusion to make it more neo soul sounding for this particular record?
Absolutely. I love the wah pedal on a guitar. It just makes it sound like more like lush, and like just it really does add that like neo soul kind of feeling to it. It's almost like, it's funny they call it a wah pedal, but it's like,
Okay, so it's not a guitar lick. So I'm using the wrong term for it.
no, it is a guitar. It's a guitar, but
Okay.
like with a pedal. So it's like it's got like that effect on it. But it almost sounds like the guitar is like crying almost. It's like wah 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 or whatever. So no, I definitely wanted to include that more. And I honestly love the sound so much. And yeah, it's in both of those songs, like both of the neo soul sound. So
yeah, that made me stop dead in my tracks when I first heard. It's like, wait, did I just hear what I?
yeah, I remember first hearing it from D'Angelo, and
right,
my
D'Angelo.
one of my friends, my friend that got me into jazz music, his name's Andrew Tin. He's an amazing guitarist, and I remember he brought a wall pedal one day, and I was like, that sounds crazy. Like, it just adds a whole nother feeling to the guitar. Doesn't even sound like a guitar anymore, which is kind of crazy.
A different dimension to it. Have you met any neo soul artists in person, or if it not, at least watched them perform live? Like, as you said, D'Angelo or probably Angie Stone, or
I haven't, unfortunately. I haven't seen a lot of like concerts. I feel like right when where I grew up, there wasn't a lot of like venues that were very close to me that were like, accessible. So, when I moved out to LA, I think I saw like 2 or 3 concerts while I was out here, and then the whole world shut down. So now we're getting back into the swing of things.
right, and more artists seems to have entertained the notion of online performances.
Yeah.
Anything like that happening in the near future for you, like or currently in the planning stages?
Right. In terms of like online performances, I think it's a great idea.
Or online?
It's definitely like a it's a trial and error thing, because it's so like such a new thing. There's not a lot of information about how to do it and how to get it done, especially like, an independent artist. It's like I don't. It's hard to wrap my head around, but you can learn anything these
concert
days.
from your bedroom or something like that, or
Yeah, I do those on my Instagram all the time. Yeah, I think those are really, really cool. Obviously not nearly as fun as having, the fans like right in front of you. You can interact with them, but it's the next best thing.
Yeah, I agree. If given a chance to collaborate with artists out there, who would probably be your top 3 picks?
Top 3. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna say, I really would like to collab with John Bellion. He's like, I think in like the pop world, he's like my number 1 pick. In terms of R&B, I would love to collab with Daniel Caesar and then Kehlani. Definitely would like to get a Kehlani collab.
Awesome. Hope they're listening.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah.
We all live in the same city, so.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It's a small world. It's a small city, so I mean,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
geographically small, but nonetheless, you never know who you're going to bump into.
That's so true.
If you're given a chance to write more or focus more on, would you pick melody or lyrics?
Oh, that's so funny. I feel like my brain immediately goes to melody,
Uh huh.
but the amount of time I spend on my lyrics is like, as much as I'm not a lyrics guy, like as a listener, I listen more for overall sound than just melody. Um, but it's funny, as like an artist, I'm so like careful about my lyrics. Um, but the first thing I do is melody. I feel like melody is king. Melody
Melody.
rules
Okay.
all. I mean, you could have the best lyrics in the world, but if the melody's not there and memorable, it's like no one cares really.
Right. But I suppose there also be sometimes where both of them come at the same times, like one
Right.
phrase and then there's an attached melody to it that you just can't seem to, get it out of your head any other way. So you just feel that you have to follow that particular process.
That's definitely that's very common for me. I'll mumble, like I'll start out with chords and then I'll like start to like mumble a melody, and there a lot of times there is like words attached to it.
Mhm.
And once those words kind of get into your brain, you just cannot hear it any other way. So you just have to roll with that.
Yeah, yeah. If you're given a chance to, let's say, redo a portion of your timeline, musically, that is there anything that you want to change or make better?
I mean,
That's what
there's
I
like
get from watching Loki, and it's all about time these days for me. So
yeah. I feel like obviously there's like plenty of like rollout things that like could have gone smoother. Like I said, we've learned a lot. Me and my team have learned so much about like the proper way to get a project out there. Because we're still getting comfortable with the whole project thing, but I feel like everything happens for a reason and everything works out. So it's not that serious. That's the whole point of the EP title, and it got me here. So trust the process.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't change much of anything.
good, good. Right. And if you take things a little too seriously, you also kind of like leave out the fun out the window, or out the door. So,
Yeah,
what's the point of doing that if you're not having fun, right?
and that's what got me into it. It was fun for me to do this, and it was what I love to do, and taking the fun out of it, just what's left.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like most digital music these days, you can listen to your album and your back catalog. That sounds so good. It's okay, you have a back catalog. You can listen to that on Spotify. Of course, I assume Apple Music as well, and all other digital music retailers. For those who want to bug you on social media, where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm ASTN Music on literally anything. So
Okay, on all
gotta keep
platforms.
it consistent across every platform.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. You can't make it too hard for people not to find you, or else.
Oh yeah, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, I agree. Also, you have a lot of Filipino fans out here. For all of us who listen to your music and stream it day in and day out on Spotify, any special message for them?
Yeah, I honestly, it's really hard for me to wrap my head around. I've never really been out of the United States or like North America, um, or just left this chunk of land here. So it's like so hard for me to wrap my head around. Like my music can affect everyone there in the Philippines. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported me, and I can't wait to get out there and actually like see everyone face to face, and
Yeah,
put a
yeah,
face
yeah.
to the names that have been supporting me for so long. So yeah, I
Awesome.
just want to say thank you for the support.
Have you learned a Filipino word or two along the way? Has anyone taught you any?
No, I have not.
Not yet. Oh, okay. Oh, good. I would love to do the honors of teaching you a
Let's
couple.
go.
If in case someone gives you something, of course you say thank you, and thank you in Filipino is as salamat.
Say it again.
It's SALAMAT.
Okay.
Salamat. Yeah,
Salamat.
yeah. So that's
Okay.
thank you. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. And if you see someone who looks fun and awesome, and pretty, and you call them maganda.
Maganda.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell that to my girlfriend later.
Okay, good. And if she asks you, where'd you learn that? It's like, that's a secret. Can't tell you.
Yeah, can't tell you. Can't tell you. And she can be like, "What does it mean?" Can't tell you.
Can't tell you either because you forgot. Thank you so much, Austin, for joining us today. I wish you well with your music. I hope that it touches more listeners out there, not just here in the Philippines, but all around the world. And if that is the catalyst, and if not the inspiration for you to make more, then let it be. And we can't wait to play more and more new stuff from you. Right?
Of course.
I wish you well. I wish you peace and creativity. And when the world finally opens up, you're always welcome to drop by and come visit us soon.
Absolutely, can't wait. It'll be one of the first trips I take after all this thing is settled. So.
All right, that's well. I'll put a note on that.
Put a note on it.
Yeah. Right. Reminder. Bug Austin, when are you coming over to Manila?
There you go.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Austin. This has been Cash for On the Spot 9 for 7. Till the next edition, we shall be on the lookout for the next artist that we're going to be putting on the spot. Keep it right here. All hits, Mellow 94.7. Sounds good. Bye, Austin. Take care.
Bye.